ISUPK, Trinidad and Tobago, under Commanding General Yahanna. We will be live on the streets, 91.9 FM.
West to the death till they bury me.
Every Thursday from 7 p.m. Hosted by Officer Sawapya Allah and Officer Mathkoya.
West to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
ISUPK under Commanding General Yahanna. Live every Thursday night from 7 p.m. on the streets, 91.9 FM.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one west. They're one west. They're one west. They're
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping. Cause us. Yo, Lot. These niggas stuck, man. Yeah.
Wow.
I've been eating pot belly, greasy face, Glock heavy. Feed the safe, talking shit, do not tell me. I don't wanna see that hate, all that shit do not help me. I'm just trying to plead my case to the Most High. Pray I see the gates. I was about to Cancun, but we just got the house instead. Covered all of them payment, and now she got the bobblehead. Looking at me like dinner, she said she about to gobble lead. Point the beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow lead. Point the beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow it. Pack my bag with essentials, I can't forget the hollow tip. Niggas losing they mental, and Satan come demolish it. Niggas all on they mental, and get the whining like a bitch, just like iron, they rust. Niggas trying, they luck, keep it real. Everybody out here lying, save us, steady raising dead. They was out here lying in dust. Niggas on my head, so the brotherhood is a must. Any hood, I be riding with my brothers that I trust. Know I'm good, cause they slime with their fingers on the clutch. Money piling like I'm trying to make it stack in the rush. One west to the death, and that ain't even enough, cause I'm coming back. I ain't never done with that, gonna hit and spread your lies. I'ma let you run with that, wanting me to spread the thighs. I ain't having fun with that, nigga, hell no. Now she wanna chop it up like a lumberjack. Got some exes popping up, tryna run it back. Want me come and hit the hole like a running back. If the Lord take a soul, ain't no coming back. On my soul couldn't fold like 100 racks. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga.
The full Nicky on my waistline like a big nigga. No limit, I'm a tank, close game, hit different. We focus on who around, not concerned with who's missing. My boots digging, never been a house shoe. She don't like it, but she love me. I can tell when she want me. Tell, then I zip the body bag like a onesie. I'm dropping every day, let my feel clumsy. Through the pain, but we don't find shit funny. I know enough that I don't know shit. It's one thing I know this. Never bite the end that feeds you, never lend a whole shit. We don't want half of the world, man, we coming for this whole but shit. But in the world, I was known to pack bags like a road I'm trip. In the den with the lions, I be living this in real life. Ain't everything, but you gon' lose your soul, that's a real price. Getting led by a coward, I don't know what that feel like. Black on black, toes to my head, I can't kill Christ.
I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping. Cause us.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
Wagwan priest, you good?
What's going on?
Listen, man, I'm hearing you, man, you ISUPK brothers be talking about the Jacobites that was in Scotland were originally black. You man ain't reaching that.
Listen, put that on the TV right there. You'll see. This is the transportations. If you look right there, it will let you know. Robert Adam, brown. William Bow, black. Dougal Campbell, brown complexion. Black, brown. I see brown, black, brown, black, brown. This is all the Jacobites that was shipped out of places like Ireland and so forth. This is the transportations.
Right.
So this is giving you the complexion of the Jacobites that was shipped out of these places to Barbados and other islands in the West Indies.
Yo, that's mad. So it's saying what? Robert Adams was a labourer and he was what? Brown faced. William Bell was what? Black, curled hair. Damn. That's deep, man.
Which means what as well? Which also means black people was in Europe. Why? Because they ruled the Dark Ages. So that's why they was in Europe.
You man are cold at history, man. All right, man. Shalom.
And I'm screaming more fire, give him more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping. Cause us.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
Hey, Yahanna Shabaka Thumb.
Yabashibaka Thumb.
What's going on, Hakim? How you feeling?
It's a wild, sir.
Listen, man. I don't know. $1 trillion, brother. I don't know what I had to do. Are they Trump interviewing? I need to know. Trump or that Saudi nigga interviewing. I'm ready to go to Home Depot and buy some black paint and throw it out back. Tell them niggas I think I found oil.
Right.
I mean, they might send the Predator drone to visit me. They might send the drone to visit me. I think Arawadia found a story this week about some, what's it called? The bat something, some bat drone. Brother, they got some shit for your ass up in this thing here. Yeah, I see the weapon. I say, Lord, I'm going to get way more serious now. Because brother, if you think you could fight this oppressor, you're a fucking idiot. I'm gonna just tell you straight up and down. This nigga got shit to kill you in your sleep out.
Right.
I mean, this nigga here, brother, he's doing it. He's doing his thing, and he's in his heaven and his glory. Look at all his teeth, all his pearly whites over that $1 trillion, bro. He loving it. He is loving it. You know what I mean? We back Wednesday night as usual with the usual suspects. Big up Commander General Yahanna, hardest working man in Israel. We'll check him out tomorrow night on Cross the Line. He's gonna be on Cross the Line, addressing the donkey in the room. That's in the room. Setting the record straight for some people who would not exist if it wasn't for the World Wide Web.
That's right.
If it wasn't for the web, they wouldn't exist. And he's going to set the record straight like any good father would. Every good father would even discipline the outside children. The old school fathers, they ain't just beating you, they beating the other kids on the playground too. Where's your father? Go tell your father cut your ass so I can talk to him.
Yeah.
Me and I got a coach in Trinidad. He cussed you out and tell you bring your parents so he could beat them too. He said, I'm gonna beat you, and if you bring your parents, I'm gonna beat them too. Yeah, I mean, so y'all check him out for he gonna break the whole thing down and just let everybody know who they should stay far away from.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So we're gonna be rocking and rolling. You know, Passover coming up. You know what I mean? The Lord's 57th. Give that a hand. 57 years rocking and rolling and with nothing. Made this thing out with nothing.
That's right.
With less than average, less than anything anybody have but brotherhood and dedicated soldiers. You know what I mean? And that's all a man could really ask for. Dedicated soldiers. You dig? So where you want to rock? What you dealing with? Where we starting? Where we going?
There's a lot going on.
Go ahead. You have any preference? Go ahead, Cap.
Does more damage.
Go ahead. Cap, you seeing something?
No, I just said it's a lot going on.
Oh yeah, definitely is a lot going on for sure. We could start with the headline. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think the headline is just you go how to Google up that one. I don't think this one is on the list. This one happened down at the same time the stories was put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that first one.
And you have number 3 as well, where he tried to address killing that reporter.
Boy,
he tried to address killing that reporter. Boy, he had to own that thing. So let's get Trump and his new best friend.
Said Trump and his best friend.
That's what Trump's saying on that. He said this guy here is my best friend. Listen, I'm gonna find the clip. If somebody could find it, anybody in the chat could find it, post the link. There's a part of the clip where he reached over and grabbed his hand, 2 hands on the Saudi hand, and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna shake his hand. I'm gonna shake his hand. We're not fist bumping here. I don't care where his hands has been. I'm gonna shake his hand." I'm like, you nasty, lustful bastard, boy. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's how the prince could have get a twerk out of Trump. He could have get a twerk out of him in that Oval Office.
Mm-hmm.
he could have definitely get a jump on something. Drop that cash in 2 minutes. Rough.
Yeah.
Kawakan. It says Trump pulling out all the stops to welcome Saudi Crown Prince for first White House visit since Khashoggi killing. President Donald Trump is planning to receive Saudi Arabia's powerful Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman at the White House on Tuesday with all the trappings of a state visit. Sources familiar with the matter said, including a welcome ceremony in the morning and a formal dinner in the evening. We're more than meeting, Trump said late Friday as he flew to Florida for the weekend. We're honoring Saudi Arabia, the Crown Prince. While the White House has decided to pull out all the stops, the visit cannot be classified as an official state visit, as Prince bin Salman is not Saudi Arabia's head of state. That position is occupied by his 89-year-old father, King Salman. But the Crown Prince has assumed almost all day-to-day responsibility for ruling the kingdom and attends summits and other diplomatic engagements as the country's leader. On the eve of Prince bin Salman's first visit to the White House in more than 7 years, Trump announced that the U.S. would be selling F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia.
The U.S. would be selling ass. That's what they'd be selling.
Right.
The U.S. would be selling tail. Yeah, listen, Kahan done jump in. Kahan said it, then ask him why he didn't have a suit on. It's the truth. Because listen, they made Zelensky feel like his Nike Tech was the worst thing ever. Zelensky White House with a whole Nike Tech and a military boots. They say you couldn't afford a suit. Look how you dress. This nigga up in here in a black and gold muumuu. He up in them broads be wearing that shit. The muumuu up.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and the picnic cloth table thing on his head. The thing that be in the picnic basket. And
Right.
just true money. Just through some money. You know, Trump said, "This is my friend here." I'm gonna look for the clip now. Like, y'all gonna laugh. Trump said, "I'm shaking his hand. We not fist bumping because I don't care where his hands has been." Meaning, this nigga could have just go in the bathroom and wipe his behind with his right hand.
Yeah, brother.
Trump don't care. $1 trillion, he touching that Saudi shit staying on. He's touching that shit.
Yeah, because I think.
Now I was just gonna say, you know what song playing in my mind? That song with that woman saying money make me, you know what I mean? Somebody had to do a video. Somebody had to
let me tell you the song you had to play. Bands will make him dance. Bands will make him listen.
Because if I could, because I think in their culture they wipe they when they go number 2 they wipe it with their hand, their left hand. So they don't ever touch nothing with left hand. It's always a right hand thing. So I guess Trump is like, I don't give a damn what hand they wipe their hand with.
That's exactly it. He's like, whatever. I don't care where his hands has been. Good night, bro. For the love of money.
Wireless saying he doing that. Wireless saying I think the homes is saying right now for the year is down 50%. You understand? Like the what they're saying pertaining to the homes in America, they're down by 50% on the I think they depreciated by 50%. And then they said that in October they say there's a 20% rise of foreclosure in America. You understand? It's getting real bad out there, and the president showing you what you ought to do. Sell. You understand? Do whatever he could do for money, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's selling out this America for money. America is up for sale right now with Trump in office. You know what I mean? And the highest bidder, because now, I don't know if when Sawab come on, he could tell me if I'm wrong. But now the Arabs they gain a piece of the Caribbean now. They're able to go into the Caribbean now and make deals. You know what I mean, with countries. You know what I mean? And since I've been in Trinidad, I never seen an army, you know what I mean, in our country making deals on they're going to provide stuff for us. You understand? So they're showing you exactly what you have to do. You.
So like I said, if I could, seeing what's going on with America, it once was a time where other countries had to sell themselves to America. You know what I'm saying? Countries had to make deals with America for X amount of dollars to let America come in there and take over the oil, or let America come in there and, build a base, or let American companies come and take over this natural resource or that natural resource. America's fallen so far, and they selling their ass to the Saudis to the Arabs so bad that now Qatar get to come and build a base in Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? Now the Saudis get to come and get jets and fighter jets, and Donald Trump grovel in the White House. You know what I'm saying? They open up the ports in the Caribbean. Like America, through all of its, wickedness and all of its oppression, has now become the country that they used to abuse. America has now become the nation that has to beg and grovel and say please and smile and capitulate, when really, if they had it their way, they would be unaliving these people. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord has all the way opened the doors and exposed these devils for who they really are, which is just a bunch of money worshiping, sell their soul and sell their tail at any cost to just be able to salvage a piece for themselves, man. And it's an amazing thing to be in the truth and watching this place fall so wondrously.
That's right.
Yep. It's definitely for sale. It's that place is like how the Revelations say, the merchants from afar off have fornicated, they become drunk. They have become drunk with the wine of her fornication. They become drunk with it. They ready to come and spend and enjoy so much, not knowing, they're stepping closer and closer to the end.
Salagi, so one more thing. I mean, these devils used to have a little bit of pride and a little bit of shame to grovel so openly in public. It used to be a time where, George Bush will come, he'll shake the hands of Saddam Hussein or somebody, and they'll go behind closed doors and have a meeting and talk about their deals. Now with these cats, they out in the open with it. You go, that picture you pulled up, Captain Shock, with the Qatar building a base in Idaho. You go back and watch the interview that this cat did. He's on there like, this cat is amazing, and you're wonderful, your excellency and your majesty, and we thank you so much, and we're going to give the Qataris a base. And it's like, I know for our oppressor, it has to be mind-altering to see your leaders bowing themselves down, because I know in the minds of our oppressors, they are the people on top. They are the ones that make the decisions and decide what gets done and who does what. But to see their leaders actually begging and groveling and like you said with Donald Trump, I don't care where his hands have been. I'm gonna hold both his hands. It's got to be mind-shattering to the devil sitting at home in his drawers thinking that he's got some type of power on the earth because he's a Caucasian. He's sitting there watching that and saying, oh, no, that's really how the world works. It's whoever has the most money, that's who you bow down and kiss their ass. Whoever got the most money, that's who you grovel and who you who you admire. And for those of us in the truth, the scriptures told us just a long time ago, man, that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination before God. And now the earth is having to witness it. So
Yep, you're absolutely right. And that's going to be the undoing of this place, because there is going to be that old school, boots on the ground white supremacists who don't like all this shaking of some heathen hand. Then he's not white. That type. They don't like all of this mess. Trump circles are already starting to fracture around it. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very interesting the next, I would say, maybe 12 months to 24 months. I don't even think we had to wait till the full 4 years is done. At the rate he going at,
this
thing gonna be up in a short space of time.
Come on.
So, like I said, if I may, just to piggyback off what you said and what Captain Soccer Wars said, as I'm watching how Trump and his entire administration is moving, like if you notice, there's like every administration, there's been a decrease in
decorum.
Decorum, the water cap. That's the exact word I'm looking for. There's been a decrease in decorum. And it's like I think of the scripture where it says the wise man of Teman, how they shall be no more. Like you said, how that old school politics where it's like in public, it was like so much so I read books on body language. And this is how old school, this is how big these white men have been about projecting a strong image. That did you know that the president is told to stand on a certain side of a leader? So when they shake his hand, whatever hand is on the outside, when they take the picture, that it projects power versus being on the inside shaking hands. So if you look at most pictures of presidents, they'll always try to situate them so the right hand is on the outside because it's meant to project strength. Well, I go into that to say that this is something that these devils for a long time have studied down to the minute detail of how to project power, how to project strength. And it seems like Donald Trump came in and all of the wise men who would tell him you shouldn't do that, that's gone. That's gone. You are even smiling too much. You understand? Like that's gone. And all the decorum and all the wisdom that the white men used to have on projecting strength and leadership and power, it's gone. And it's like the Lord is showing us that America is a shell of what it once used to be. And the Lord is telling you that if you have an ear to hear, this place will never be great again. You understand? You in there tapping his leg like a $2 hoe after you tell him we're gonna get something to eat. You want Cheesecake Factory? Ooh, yeah. He's like a straight whore in that interview.
He go to Roof's Chris. He's like,
right. We go on the roof, Chris. Right. He got all giddy and happy like a whore, not like a wise, not like a his advisors will tell him, don't project too much happiness. Don't show too much emotion. Man, all the wise men are gone, and he got rid of them. And this is the clear indicator, along with many other indicators. America, you are finished. You just haven't caught up all the way to it yet, but you're done, and it's the work of the Lord because you need to be finished.
Right. You're right about that.
If I could, sir.
Yeah, please.
On the flip side, on the Arab side, Muslims practice something called taqiyya, right? Taqiyya, Taqiyya. That is a practice where they are allowed to lie. According to the Quran, they're allowed to lie, deceive. They could even deny their God under taqiyya, right? And they could even, to the point where they could give you $1 trillion, apparently, to act like they love you and they want to follow you. You understand? But the whole time is to deceive you for the purpose of gaining the advantage in war.
Right.
When I found that out, I was like, damn, you could literally deny God and say, no, I'm not Muslim. And it's completely, as they say, halal to do so, or lawful under their beliefs. So this guy here, he's on national. So people often say, oh, he's betraying Gaza. He's betraying Muslims. No, he's not. He's doing taqiyya. He's doing what he has to do to gain the advantage. And who knows what demon is on him that's pushing him to do this taqiyya? Because this spirit of lying sounds familiar also. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Listen, you're right, Doc, because they even in their culture, I think it stemmed from that thing where depends on where they are. They could eat pork and they could get with whores if they have to blend in, if they have to pass. It's damn near like passing if they have to pass, quote unquote, strategically. And it's so heavy because today the news was saying, well, they promised $1 trillion in Trump's first term. They promised $400 billion and they hardly got any of it. So this 1 trillion might just be talk to, for Epstein. You know what I mean? It might just talk for to take the heat off of that whole thing with Epstein. And I looked up the takia thing here. This is what they're saying. And takia meaning is an Arabic word with 2 main meanings: the practice of dissimulation, outwardly concealing one's belief for self-protection when facing persecution, and a short woven cap worn by Muslims. The principle of dissimulation allows Muslims to outwardly deny their faith to protect their life or safety, while the practice of wearing the cap is common and cultural. That's for the cap. But brothers, under life-threatening circumstances, hiding one's faith, speaking ambiguously, or even saying things that are not true, as long as the outward action is a result of coercion and one's true belief. Brother, I think Turkey got to be, Islamic for Kawadak.
It's like, sir, it's considered, and this is an actual term, it's considered the shield of Islam.
Wow.
That's what Turkey is. It's the shield of Islam. That's why you couldn't, I don't know how somebody could be Muslim, because you can never trust what they're saying. They are, by their law, they are encouraged, not allowed to, but they are encouraged to lie to you to gain an advantage. That's the key. I mean, they could tell you, even when they tell you, okay, their prophet did not have sex with a 9 years old. They know he did, but for the purpose of Takia, they could tell you he did not.
Good.
Salaki, sir, if I could. It's so heavy that what a Warrior's bringing out. Captain Mashak, Captain Nataga, maybe you think of back them days when we was up there in Times Square going to camp in New York. And we would battle with them Arabs. General Haas was so heavy with the Quran breakdowns back then. We used to battle them, and they would swear that Islam was about peace.
Yeah.
And Islam is about loving everybody, and we're a peaceable nation. We're peaceable people. General Haas getting that Quran, I can show them how they were murderous, bloodthirsty monsters, and they would be like, no, not us. The whole time they practicing to kill. Like we know the truth. We know the breakdown. We know that the Quran is garbage and toilet paper and y'all full of bloodthirst and should be out here committing jihad and all of their copy pleas they was doing. It was honorable to them to stand before us and say, no, Islam is about love and gather everybody together. That's heavy that you brought that out of war and water for that.
Yeah, brother. I mean, that's a level of cowardice is the only word I could think of. That's a level of now. Imagine somebody who would lie to protect their life would commit jihad to go to heaven with 40 virgins. Like that's the nigga who killing it.
So
like that's insane. Go ahead.
One more thing. The scriptures say that Ishmael is a madman. Like that's a madman. That what I'm saying? Copper plea. No, I'm about love, man. I don't want no problems. I don't want no drama. As soon as you turn your back, Allah Akbar, bloom, the Starbucks gone. That's that. So
absolutely. They'll assimilate with you and pretend to be down with you to gain the advantage. I think UK done got takired. The whole of UK done got takired with the London Muslim mayor that Trump say London is the dirtiest city he's been to, trying to disrespect the mayor. He trying to disrespect him so much. Keir Starmer had to say, hold on, Trump, that's my friend. He said, I know, but London is a horrible city because he tried to disrespect that mayor. They done had in between the crazy one, Boris Johnson, after he stepped down, they had I think for 2 weeks, some Arab went in there and he was in charge of the whole UK. And that spurred more of white people wanting to kick them out. Because they done got Turkey, they done got people who came up and they adopted the UK lifestyle just so they could get over. And now they're strong, they turn on you. Like that is an insane concept right there. You can't believe nothing they say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, Shamsutam.
Yes, Shamsutam. Where we at? We still with Trump? Anything else on it, Kazak? Or we good to go? We could move.
We good to go on that one, sir.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? It's
if I could, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
One last thing on Trump, sir. It's like, and what's happening here, and people don't understand what's happening in America. people don't understand what, like, a lot of things that's happening doesn't make sense, right? For example, AI taking over all the jobs. People like, that doesn't make sense because who's going to spend money? Right now, what's happening is it's a money grab. This place is sinking, and the rich is trying to take as much money as they can to get the hell out of here because they see it's sinking. That's really what's happening. And Trump is just trying to secure his money. You understand? I mean, they're not trying to save this place because, like, don't save. She can't be saved at this point. She's sinking, and she's sinking quickly. So everybody's trying to, these AI companies or these people who are investing in AI for their companies, they're willing to cut everybody out because they're leaving you to drown while they collect the money and flee. And we're the only ones on the ISUPK under Commander Yahanna, the only ones telling you, look, get out of her, my people. You know what I mean? Because you can't invest in a ship, sinking ship, so to speak. You know what I mean? This place is sinking quickly, and if you try to invest in this place, bro, you going for a long ride. You know what I mean? It's even showing you, even the women that the sisters that they gave jobs, they invested in the sisters to destroy the black household. Now they don't give a damn about the sisters. They're cutting EBT, they're cutting Section 8.
Barack.
Yeah, how about
Mr. Thumb, so I could have cut in on you. You was hitting a heavy point. So what, Akim? I appreciate it.
Answer.
Was that a warrior? Go ahead, a warrior.
No, I was done, sir.
Salakia. Yeah. Well, how y'all making out? Salakia then. Since the warrior, I ain't want to cut in on him. Salakia. How's everybody feeling tonight?
Good, sir.
Like a $1 trillion.
That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Hell of a week coming on, huh? Trump went ahead and released that Epstein document, huh? I mean, they were doing some nasty shit up in there.
Yeah.
Like they was actually getting sex counseling from him.
Yeah.
They came out with that Harvard, that head of Harvard.
Yep.
He was calling him being counseled by him. He was having, woman counsel like you do when you call General Muhammad.
Right.
He tried to be. He was the General Muhammad of the rich Edomite world.
Oh my God.
And his solution was just sleep with the babies.
Yeah.
Nasty bastard. Yeah. Yeah, man. So here we go. Go ahead,
John, what do you think? Okay, that he now make the U-turn to say, okay, go ahead and do it when before he was trying to defer from it. You think he don't have his, the backup plan for when it come out, or they're not really going to, reveal everything?
Yeah, more than likely they will not release anything.
That's right.
What'll happen is he'll expand the investigation into the Democrat side, and then he'll say, well, we ain't going to release anything until we have full transparency. And they'll talk, they'll just talk like, well, it's going to have full transparency, and they'll just keep on going. What the whole reason he had to go that route was because the Republicans, they had pretty much had the Republicans by the ball. Like they was letting the Republicans know, if you don't let this investigation go through, we'll just start leaking it. Right. And it'll be so bad. You know what I mean? Because MAGA is taking a major hit right now. People are running out of MAGA. You see Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to give it to the little hook-nosed Edomite. Because Marjorie Taylor is a real stand-up broad. Like she stuck with Trump to the end, and when the dirt came out, she straight up made a U-turn. And of course they hate her. He's talking about her and all that. But her U-turn shook them up in there in that Senate and Congress. Now, if she turned when she was these stars, remember she was down with him when damn near nobody was down with him. Yeah. He was fighting arguments with him that was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Until this bullshit came out, because according to her, she had been molested herself as a child.
Wow.
That's why she half looked like a dude from them steroids and bodybuilding. You know what I'm saying? So you see, she got them arms. She got them 23-inch damn guns on her from lifting all the steel she could because of what she went through. You know what I'm saying? Which is a horrific act in itself. You know what I mean? I ain't knocking her for it. She done went through hell, been molested, raped, all of that. Who the hell knows? For her to make it all the way back and get into the Congress, that's pretty damn tough. You know what I'm saying? So as a human. But she was an Edomite full of racism, and all that as well. And a staunch supporter of Trump, believing he gonna come in and just destroy anything black and Latino that's breathing. But then found out that all that high morals that they thought they had over us. You understand? Because that's what Trump was selling. Trump was selling we are better than them. We gonna make America great. We got the high moral ground. We gonna stop all this illegal immigration. We gonna stop all this robberies in the street and all of this. We gonna stop all this crime and all this immoral nonsense. You understand? All this booty shaking was blaming the Democrats for child trafficking, Pizzagate, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Charging blacks for fighting in the street, black fatigue. We tired of blacks and all of they ruckus they making. We want a moral right. You understand? A mega world. And then the Lord pulled the curtain back and blood clot. What did they find? They pulled that curtain back, brother, and saw a major wickedness. Like that Epstein was, like he was a cruel pimp, is what he was. A cruel pimp, and on the highest levels, all the way up, Mossad, CIA. You know what I'm saying? Like they mentioned how there's a black woman. This just came out today. I don't know if y'all heard. There's a black woman in Congress that he was running the whole time. And she was giving him intel on everything he was dealing with. Like he was running a complete gangster operation for the clandestine organizations. And and he must have did something dirty to them or they crossed them in some way they didn't like, or maybe they just decided they wanted to get rid of his ass. He was too much a liability. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? They vicious up in them circles. And so now, my point is simply this, that because it got exposed, right now, Republicans are highly under the gun because they got constituents too in their areas. And their constituents are now saying, what the fuck is this? We got fascism coming into America. This cat is running around the world gobbling up every coin he has while saying the groceries are fine. The economy is good. When these Edomites are sitting up there like, is you crazy? Are you bugging out? We starving to death. And then even when they tried to come with the blow of him cutting off the snap, that cutting off the snap was to not only get us off the Epstein, but was to make white America feel like, well, he's still handling the niggas. He's still on top of it. Until it came out that the SNAP program had more white people than black. It was another blow. So now, you understand, he got to walk a fine line with the Republicans. Because already they flipped once, they had to flip a seat to be able to vote to get those files released, and they went and had that revote and won. The Democrats won and got the permission to take it to a vote. So everybody's on the line. The DOJ is on the line because the DOJ don't want to look like they corrupt. They don't want to look like that. So now they got to act like they impartial when they know that they've been totally in his pocket. So they under great heat. So that's why he turned around, just to answer your question. That's why he had to turn around and look like they were on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Look like, like we going Yes, because he knew he could stop. Like, right, that's why right now they said he signed it, but look how long it took him to sign it. Now the question is, will it even get revealed? How much redaction is he going to be able to do? How many spin is he going to be able to do? Because he's working hard on the spin. He already blew that cat Summers out the water, the head of Harvard.
Yeah.
That nasty bastard. You know, man, he was sitting up high over Harvard. Meanwhile, Epstein running him and got files all on him on all of his nasty business. And now he done already dropped him, and he got more on the list. He gonna come back and get Clinton if he can too.
Yeah,
He's threatening everybody. You know what I mean? One thing I'll give Donald Trump is that he is as ruthless as an Edomite could possibly be. And he hates his enemies with a perpetual hatred.
Yeah.
Like he's been hating us since the days he was in New York with the Central Park Five. He stayed on that hate. And he been hating them Democrats ever since his first term. And he hates them after that humiliation that he went through with that impeachment and that trial and becoming a convicted felon. You understand? Like his hatred for them, like they got to scurry in the corners to get away from this cat because his hatred, he got real Edomite hatred, like a real Edomite. You know what I'm saying? And so he had to run the other way. But I mean, it's almost comical, man. I don't want to run on, but it's almost comical the way they got him.
Yeah.
You know, man. And then one last quick point, if I could. Y'all heard that Steve Bannon came out and told MAGA, you know, we got to stick with Trump. We got to vote for him. We got to get his stuff passed because if we don't, they're going to lock him up. He said, a whole lot of us are going to go to jail. So that's what Steve Bannon said. Steve Bannon let him know, like, listen, y'all getting a little upset with Trump and you want to pull back and you want to, you know, discard Trump because of the immorality of him. You better think twice because the minute you leave him out there, everybody going to jail. If he don't get a third term, they even said if he don't get a third term, him and all of them are going to jail.
Damn.
And so they know what's getting ready to go down. But unfortunately, the way of things are not on their side. Trump still got it because he's talking about instituting the Insurrection Act on Portland, Oregon, which it would really damn near be legitimate. Like if he instituted it on Portland, that would be probably the beginning of the end. Because once he put it in Portland, why not do it in every city?
Right.
Why not create a situation? It's nothing for them to create a false flag, making, you know, black and brown people look like they're attacking them or attacking the country or whatever they decide. And then once that's in place, once it's already in place in Portland, he could expand it into every state. And so now then you got a whole nother, and he's already threatening it as he's off the coast of Venezuela. And who knows why he's off the coast of Venezuela? Because he's sure not over there getting ready to invade Venezuela. I will be surprised if he invades Venezuela. Because even though he got a lot of weaponry down there, he don't have enough weaponry to take over that whole country and the people around him. Like, I don't believe he got enough manpower down there to do that. Now, you need a whole lot. He got like 15,000 troops or something. 20,000 troops. You need like 80,000 to go in and take that whole country. And they done arm the country too. Like, now Venezuela ain't strong at all. It ain't gonna be no problem to take it. But that little amount of people, that don't strike me like they trying to take over that country. But hey, who knows? You know what I mean? What they plan to get in there with. Right. So he's still got the best hand with the Insurrection Act. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the Republicans go south and impeach him or something, then he got a little bit problem. But you still got J.D. Vance in the wings, a real CIA man. they waiting to just bring him on through. So I yield, Salakia.
And if I could jump in there, what you're saying is heavy, because a lot of it starts spiraling down, especially right after Charlie Kirk got killed. Like a lot of it starts spiraling out of control right after that, because even today, Candace Owen, I'm checking out doing a little research, getting ready for the show. Candace Owen doing a live stream with 100,000 live viewers.
Wow.
100,000. And her other videos got millions of views.
Right.
Her whole channel's blowing up, going crazy. And she's basically dismantling, which is going back to the whole like anti-establishment of the white man. The whole, the anti, what the government is really doing behind the scenes. They're really trying to do this, that whole conspiracy. What's that? Alex Jones was the head of all of that, and then they took him out. As far as his reach, she kind of picking it back up, which caused churning a whole bunch of dissent and untrust in the government once again, which these oppressors love. And so, and like you said, Marjorie Taylor Greene jumped ship. So a lot of things is going left and right, So Donald Trump gotta put some type of lock and key on everything, or everything will just fall away from him, from supporting him, and put him to the wayside.
Yeah. That MAGA taking a blow right about now. Like the movement is dead, damn near. Now it's just hardcore politics and negotiation. You know what I'm saying?
Sir. If I could just jump in there and piggyback off what Captain Kaposh and what you were saying, sir, the new movement, they're calling it America First. It's no longer MAGA. MAGA, they say, is sold out. MAGA done sold itself to the Saudis and sold itself to the Israelis, and now it's America First. That whole platform that Candace Owens is running on, and not just Candace Owens, it's Carlson Tucker, it's Nick Lopez. They're all running on the platform that the policies going forward need to be about America First. And they see Donald Trump selling the country out. They see what Donald Trump did with the Bitcoin and pardoning that billionaire from China. They see what he's doing, selling out to the Qataris to get a base in Idaho, selling out to the Saudi Arabians. They feel like Charlie Kirk was unalived because he refused to support the Israelis and Benjamin Netanyahu. And them real patriot, love America, stand for the country type of Edomites are pushing back against the government. And we really live in an unprecedented time, sir, with how loose the FBI and the CIA has been with allowing some of this espionage stuff that they normally do to come to light. What happened with Epstein being unalived in that prison cell was not the first time that some prominent figure that got the potential to blow the whistle was unalived. That thing been happening for 50, 60 years in America. What happened to Charlie Kirk? Some prominent figure being unalived that's on a college tour speaking out against the different topics and things that's sensitive to foreign governments. That ain't the first time it's happened. But right now, the Lord is allowing for the spirit of truth and the opening of the curtain to show, to reveal that these devils are devils. If I could, what happened with Epstein being unalived, right? And it made me think of this cat named, forget the first name, but his last name was Webb. But he was the reporter out there in California. He was a reporter that broke the story about the CIA having the ties.
No,
to the
James Webb did the telescope. Salakia, go ahead.
Yeah, so like it was not James Webb. I can't think of his first
It's
name, but his last name was
Gary, sir.
Gary Webb. Gary Webb broke the story about the about the Sandinistas and the drug smuggling from the military to the gangs in LA, and how the military was behind all the cocaine in California, right?
Right.
It was the Iran-Contra scandal. Well, Gary Webb was ostracized, and they made all types of stories about how he was a horrible person, and he got kicked out of the media circles. Gary Webb was found unalived with two gunshot wounds to the head. You know what the coroner said? He committed suicide.
Right.
And that was just, okay, on to the next thing. It happened, oh well. Before Alex Jones, there was a cat named William Cooper. He wrote that book called Behold a Pale Horse. William Cooper had a radio show on AM radio back in the day where he was talking about the government and
talking about clandestine activity. He was the one that said before 9/11, watch, there's going to be an attack on America. They're going to blame it on the Arabs, and there's going to be some war. Well, one day agents came to his house, and he got in an argument. They unalived him in his driveway and said, yeah, man, you know, William Cooper, it's sad what happened to him. They moved on and never skipped a beat. This is status quo for America when somebody comes to blow the whistle or expose what's really going on. But when it happened with Epstein, the Lord would not let it rest. Salakia, sir, I yield.
Yeah, and William Cooper, by the way, he named Osama bin Laden before the 9/11 attacks. They're gonna blame it on this guy. He said, if they blame it on this guy, do not believe him. Now, I don't believe too many Edomites, but that William Cooper, that boy had it right. You know what I mean? He had it right. Like they ostracized him among the conspiracy theorists. Alex Jones, all of them can't stand him. But meanwhile, he was right before all of those things started happening. And he was trying to get that out to his people. He was trying to save his people and save the country, but he couldn't. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what's happening. What's really happening right now is simply the clandestine agencies of America are now deciding that they want to run the country and not have a government running. That's all it is. They've been running it behind the scenes ever since they killed Kennedy. Once they killed Kennedy, they recognized that really we're in charge. They're the good face in the front, but we're in charge. The NSA, the CIA, certain elements in the Pentagon, they run everything. The politicians and stuff is just the bureaucracy of running really they just the managers. But what they decided now is it's just too much, it's too expensive, too many problems, it's too much bureaucracy to turn around and have all this government in our face when we need to just get rid of it and do whatever the hell we want to do. We already killing and murdering and robbing and stealing and overthrowing countries. So like, what the hell do we need? That's why it was always in law that the CIA and agencies like that could only operate outside the country. They could do whatever they wanted outside the country, but they couldn't do it in the country. But what they decided now is that outside the country is so out of control, especially in the financial section, that they now have to just run it from the inside, get rid of the government, just all these private people that's in charge. Every last one of them is CIA, including Trump. The reason Trump is an insider is y'all know his brother was one of the specialists that worked within the nuclear programs. Okay. Way back in the past. Like he's an insider. He's one of them. And so all them cats been running clandestine operations for years. And that's all they want to do now is just let's forget about this government, forget about people having any kind of rights and votes and all of this. We'll just tell them what they got to do. And they'll just live that life like that. And we'll turn around. We'll just run everything. We'll take over countries. We'll overthrow it. And we ain't got to worry about no backlash. They trying to simplify the operation. But of course, we at the end, so the operation won't run that way. And the Israeli government and others are all part of that operation. They got Arabs part of that operation. They got some of our people are part of that clandestine operation. And they ready to they just feel like that's just a better way to run the country, or this is the time for them to do it, and so they just deciding to do it, and that's why it looks so crazy. When that's all it is, they're gonna shut all this down. And what Donald Trump is doing is just taking him and all of the groups that are part of that clandestine group and just totally robbing everything that they can get their hands on. They just grabbing everything that they could get their hands on. You understand? And that's it.
It's like they're running, they realizing that time, is close. And right now it is, there ain't no more room for, the nice politics or the politics of old days. where you know they have an image to uphold and they do things in the back. Now it's just open and it's like the grab. They go in for the the cash grab or the power grab, whichever one. So like you say, you back.
It's a lot, man. So I yield. That was it for what?
If I could, and with BRICS coming up hot on them. I just seen a story about earlier today about France even thinking of joining with BRICS or whatnot, and some Southeast Asian country they're trying to switch it over to the yuan or to the yen, something like that. So BRICS is still operating. So like how Commander Yahanna was saying, it's getting harder and harder to operate outside the country. So now they're like, well, we gotta come back in and do it from within, as opposed to going to these other countries where you got the Russians, you got the Chinese, you got other power brokers out there in the world, vying for power, overpowering some of the moves they trying to make.
Right.
Yep.
So, it's definitely getting close. World War III, it's starting clandestine World War III.
Yeah, it's starting where it should.
Yeah.
There's a rumor now. It hasn't come out yet, but there's a rumor that the country of Qatar is Qatar rather is may possibly be setting up the first outside military base in the United States.
Yeah.
And that's to be done out there near that desert. Now who knows why, but once again it's the sign of things to come. You know what I mean? And once again it's why he has to come down on us so hard, because we are such an explosively exceptional people that left alone for a second and we would rise like a storm. And they know it, and they know they have to be completely, evil towards us.
That's right.
But it also shows you how close we are to the end of that time.
Yeah.
I yield. So a lot of people jumping in on.
And if I could, I believe they brought it up. It was in Idaho, the Qatar base, and it could be connected, it could be related or not. But I've heard that up in Montana, Idaho, Colorado, those type of places, there's ranches of super rich people that have like 1,000 acres and super mansions with the helipads and all of that, and the golf retreats and all that up there in that area where a lot of super rich people have established themselves. I haven't done the research on it, but that's just what I heard. What I heard out there. So
you got families that own ridiculous amounts of land away from they live in a totally different world. They look at our world through the New York Times, but they live in a completely different world. They look at our world through the New York Times like you watch a movie. That's how they look at it, but they not living nowhere near that kind of life because they involved in God knows what things for the government. There's so many, man. There it is. Yep. So they're gonna set up a base in Idaho, which means that now you get ready to bring foreigners in the country, and what that is too is, I see what that is. That guarantees the U.S. The wealth of oil that's coming up out of there.
Right.
Yeah.
It guarantees the U.S. that wealth and power, and it still don't mean that they may not go in there and bomb their country and take it over. But that is what this is supposed to mean. This is supposed to mean, that they have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
America is run right now by and the CIA has always been experts at this. They are experts at entrapping people to work for them.
Yeah.
They know how to set you up. They've been doing honeypots since the 30s. They know all about what profile and how to profile you, how to target you, how to find your weaknesses, how to press the right buttons. They're experts at it. And they put a whole crew together to run this country at this time that's just like that. Like all of them up there, just like Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump he's so full of lust, he cannot stop.
Yeah.
Anybody give him a deal that makes him smile. He's on a plane and he's out. I mean, he would rub it all up on the crown prince. I mean, it was damn near sexual. The way he grabbed all up on his hand, and I thought he rubbed his thigh at one point. But
Rub
I guess
his
he
thigh.
didn't.
He rubbed his thigh. You're right, sir.
He did rub the thigh, so I was
He
right.
rubbed his thigh. He tapped the knee of the table and he put his hand on it.
Yes, I mean, he was rubbing the prince like he was a genie in the box. You know, you rub a genie to get the money, the pot of gold. He was rubbing him like he was the genie with the pot of gold. It was insane.
Yes,
but that's who's rubbing this, and they should enjoy their time because their time is short and it's gonna be over with. So, Salak, I yield.
Yeah.
Salak, said, if I may, too, General. And just to piggyback off what you said and what Captain Kapash said, I went to Liberty University for a semester before I was kicked out. It's the largest Christian university in the nation, down in Lynchburg, Virginia. And it's where all the rich white conservatives send their children. It's such a large Christian school. I was down there when Donald Trump came to speak at the school, and he was talking about Obama's birth certificate and all that. And we ran into some, like, I've met white people who, what you said, they've only seen black people on TV, on the New York Times, on newspapers, because they lived on ranches in the middle of nowhere with so much wealth and privilege that they have so much wealth that they're able to never see blacks or Hispanics.
That's right.
It is, and that whole land over there, like, it's so much, like, the white man, he's so evil, he lie and say, you know, America is overcrowded and the world is overcrowded. It's not overcrowded. Them devils got all the damn land in the western states and just gobbled it all up and stole it from the Native Americans. And then their kids come to the colleges and, you know, they're looking at us like it's National Geographic because they never seen a nigga in person. And, you know, and it's like, you know, this is like how for us, it was so mind boggling because it's like, how have you able to live life up to this point, you know, 18, 19, and you've never seen a black person with extreme wealth and privilege and crimes of their forefathers to be able to enjoy that. It's like it, sir.
Listen, you so right. Because I was doing research one time. Also, too, I believe Captain Azanaya went to this college as well. I could be wrong, but I believe he went there as well. But anyway, my point is this: that when I was doing research on America, what I found was so many of the soldiers that fought in the War of Independence and in the Civil War received so much land after the war. Like those generals that you read about, give me some of their names. Grant and them, Ulysses Grant, and I forget all, you know, who they are. But those generals receive hundreds of acres, sometimes thousands of acres of land. And their family basically lived on that land. And here's how it's so amazing. They'll have that land and they'll take a portion of that land and they will cultivate it and build houses on it. The houses you see the Issachars building that they're always talking about. That is many times a private person's land where they cut off a piece of the land, build a bunch of houses, sell all the houses, make a ton of money, and just could remain paying the taxes and the fees and the expenses on the other thousands of acres of land. So they got what, $350,000 a house. They built 20 houses in an area. You know what I mean? That's what, $3 million or whatever the case may be. And they just take that money and they just continue to live off that money. And the next generation just comes in and sells off a little piece again. And meanwhile, they still live in the middle of you never been there before. You know what I mean? And they, you know, they cut the ground for their own private strip. and they fly in with their little private jet, land on their land, and live in a world that we never get to see, and run their finances and put their funds, their money into the hedge funds, and a lot of those is ex-military families, a lot of people that worked in the CIA during World War II. A lot of them received a ton of land, especially the so-called Jew that worked in the clandestine services. If you go back and trace all of the companies that run Black Hollywood and run Black music, all of them trace back to soldiers, so-called Jew soldiers in World War II who worked in the clandestine services. They were basically electronic spies. And after they finished being electronic spies and propaganda spies, as a reward, back then in the 40s, America rewarded them with Hollywood. Like that Hollywood is based off of ex-soldiers who did wiretapping and translating, and all of them cats was able to then go into Hollywood and do the exact same propaganda in Hollywood against us for all these years, and founded some of those huge corporations to do that. So a lot of it is like they reward their friends. Their friends and people that did killing for them, even if they heathens. Like if they heathens, I mean, they all heathens, but you get my point. Even if they from another country, they still look out for them and reward them and make sure they got plenty for the things that they've done. All they got to do is make a phone call. And that's why you got some of them lands out, you go in the middle of them and you be shocked that it'd be an Arab family or an African family or a Chinese family. And you wonder how the hell did he get in here with these thousands of acres and all of this privilege and all of this wealth? Mostly, of course, is Edomites or so-called Jews, but a lot of times it's them. And it's because they went and did horrible, evil things to help the U.S. overthrow countries, and in many cases overthrow us. You understand? I was just telling did y'all see the tape of where I reposted on my Facebook page about the guy who was talking about how during the Nuremberg trials, the Nazis were saying, what are y'all talking about? We just followed what y'all said. We did what y'all said to do.
Right.
And that's an example of what I'm saying. Because they was on the side of the Nazis, they got slaughtered for it. But meanwhile, the so-called Jew was over here doing it on this side.
Right.
The Edomites was on this side doing it to us, doing it to the Native Indians, doing the exact same thing, doing the eugenics and the genocide and all of that. Some of them laws still on the books today. Do you know in Indiana, what state you in, Kapash? You in Indiana, right?
Indiana, the home of the KKK, where it originated at.
Right. Do you know in Indiana, brother, it is still on the books that they can sterilize whoever they want to sterilize? That's still on the books in Indiana to this day, 2025. Like that's what they were doing. And so the Nazis were saying, why y'all mad at us? We did exactly what y'all was doing.
Yep.
And which also shows you how blind we are to what's happened to us. Like we could never even put it together. We can't put it together that what the Nazis did to the so-called Jew was also done to us. We can't believe that they killed 6 million of us or more, when in fact they actually did kill way more. They did more to us than it was done to the Nazis, which is why the Nazis was complaining.
Right.
It was why they went to the Nuremberg trials. Like, wait a minute, y'all coming down on us when y'all did the same and worse to the people that was among you that you had to get rid of. You did the same and worse to blacks and Native Indians because you needed to get them out of your land. And meanwhile, to us every day, you can't even match it. You can see why they went to trial for the so-called Jew, because you see how they should have definitely gone to trial for all of the sterilization and the extermination that they've done with us.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know what I mean? Another thing, if I could, real quick, that's worthy of looking into. I'm not sure if Kazak, you already did this. I think you did do this story recently. Kazak Iman, did you do a story recently about about female serial killers?
Come on, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's been calling me, quoting about that story. That another fascinating situation. Here it is that they went and find out that all of the serial killers are white, that are female. And the number one industry they in is the healthcare industry.
Come on.
So they killing us wholesale in the healthcare industry. And see, other outside countries, they see it. They have the statistics, they have the numbers, they know about it, but us, we're oblivious to it.
Right.
Damn near, if you show it to us in our face, we damn near have to turn it off because we can't even relate. We can't even feel we can't even walk into the reality that the average nurse you're getting ready to encounter is a murderer.
Right.
We can't walk into that reality. And brother, but meanwhile, that's what went on. And they plan to bring it on again. They want to do it again. They really want to just make this like a white nation run by a clandestine government.
Yeah.
You know, stop all the bureaucracy. Don't tell us nothing. Put us all back in chains into slavery and go on in their mind and enjoy the wealth and the gain that they have of their country. But the problem they don't understand now is that other countries are just as powerful and weaponry is different and information travels like lightning, literally, you understand, across these airwaves. So this is a different landscape. They think they can navigate it, but they cannot. And on top of it, they have not prepared for the return of the Most High in Christ. Slock idea.
So, and General, if I don't know if you remember, for what you're saying with the outside countries having the stats on the the Edomite woman serial killers. Remember, there was a nurse in England that killed so many babies in her career, and I think it was last year before they found out. And even when they heard the numbers, they act like it was so unbelievable. She was getting certain sympathies, from it. You know what I mean?
They thought it was a lie.
They thought it was a lie at first when it's how much baby she done killed, how much, you know what I mean? So you're so right. They're in a position that's unassuming, nobody looking for it, and medically they could say whatever happened.
Yep.
And they'll be wiser unless you have some kind of medical background or to question the shit.
Right. Like, I mean, that white woman start talking nice to you, brother, and hi, how you doing today? And blah, blah. And even if you in your mind say, I'm gonna be on point with this Edomite, she still psychologically is disarming because of how much propaganda has been put down on us, that even aware you are semi-disarmed. You know what I mean? You hesitant, but you still can get caught up in the clutches of her, because that's how well she's been able to do this for so long, because of all the price coming out the TV, the radio, everywhere. So by the time you encounter her, forget about it. So you so right. I remember that story well, Mashak. It was like Edomites there could not be a monster Edomite woman like this. This could not be in Edomite's mind and in Black people's mind. It was like, can this really be real? It took them a long time before they could see it. And that's what, if I could, a little personal, that's what so burns me up as we go through this journey, is that our inability to try to formulate something of our own. Man, ever since I was 7 years old, just tell you a quick story. At 7 years old, I was living in the projects in utter poverty. And an Edomite came and said, listen, man, I'm going to pay y'all. I want y'all to run these flyers up from the top floor all the way down to the bottom floor. I'm going to give y'all $7 a piece. I was a little kid, me and a couple of little kids. And he hired us. We went out there, we worked the flyers, right? After we worked the flyers and started making some money, the first thing I thought about was, Why can't we just go get the contract ourselves? We'll get a vehicle and get our own circulars and do it for ourselves. For and ever since then, I've always had a how can we do this ourselves attitude. How could we not be on them? Even when we read the scriptures, how Pharaoh had to go to the midwives to try and kill our babies. Like he still had to go to the midwives to do it. Yet in America, that's why I see why the Lord said this man's the most subtle beast of the field. Because yet in America, with all their hatred for us, they still able to whip our mind into joining them. Like, where is it should be black hospitals everywhere.
That's right.
Like you get pregnant, your opportunity, their opportunity to harm your baby, you understand, is so high because you so in the clutches.
Yeah.
And there's nobody. That's why eventually, man, this thing gonna get really real with these black leaders because there's no press to establish some safety net, some boundary between them and us in all of this madness. There's no press except the ISUPK, even the Panthers in them. Them Black Panthers and them, they were being financed by wealthy liberal white men. That's who financed the Panthers. Rich white women who, of course, loved the slumming and in many cases loved the liberal approach because their families had an interest in it. If you owned a giant housing complex with rent control, this was your family's income. Like this is how your entire family lives. You got a complex with 150 apartments in it with poor black people in it. You need this black people to get this welfare. You need this black people to get jobs. If they don't get no jobs and no welfare, you don't get no rent money, which means your whole family goes out of business. And so them same liberals saw what the other side was doing in destroying them and turned around and said, nah, we'll support these black radicals and give them plenty of money and in many cases sleep with their women, and they'll fight the fight and make the Edomites give up what we need them to give up, because the money ultimately doesn't go to blacks on any of those movements. Look at what happened with Rodney King, the riots and all that. Afterwards, they did all these deals to help blacks. All those deals really helped whites who own the real estate, Orientals who own the businesses, liquor stores and chicken joints. All of those got revived out there in the West Coast simply because the Edomites was giving money into these areas that really went to them. I remember in Harlem before the gentrification of Harlem. Oh, the Clintons were arguing for funds for Harlem. This ain't right. Kennedy spoke about this. There should be money in Harlem. Harlem is a historical place. Blah, 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 blah. Humanitarian this and humanitarian that. And meanwhile, they was locking brothers up unbeknownst to anybody by the truckload. And then turned around and said, poured all that money into Harlem. And where's that money at now? CVS, Rite Aid, Target. All those businesses came in and wiped out all those mom and pop businesses. My point being simply this, that the funds from liberals that helped those black groups was really to help those liberals. It helped them. And now, boy, there's nobody except the ISUPK that still has the mindset of let's help ourselves so we don't have to rely on him, and we don't have to inadvertently and subconsciously still be financially supporting him. You understand? And I thank the Most High for that, because without it, we would become suckers out. We'll take a couple of $1 million or whatever it is they want to give you, and the money will end up going right back to them. You have to say certain things. You have to be quiet about things. You couldn't push about other issues. And before you know it, in 5 years, 10 years, you'll look back and all of a sudden, all their things are prospering and you're in the garbage can again. And you saying, damn, how did this happen with all these funds coming in here? And they'll be sitting up there saying, well, listen, we poured millions into Harlem, or we poured millions into this and that. You know, at some point you have to just say, hey, you know, they got to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. When in fact, you poured those millions in there to build up your infrastructure in those areas. And brother, we need that. Like it's at this point, 2025, you still got to go into it knowing that white women are serial killers in these hospitals. You still got to go in there and be subject to them, and they asking you stupid questions while you screaming in labor. You understand? It's still going. That's why it continues to go on. It continues. It'll always go on as long as until you have your own hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
Until you graduating doctors, and they're coming to your hospital and they're being paid and they're being coddled like white doctors are. You'll have the same damn thing.
Yeah.
And that's what the UPK is about. The UPK is about pushing up against that. Christ was not impressed by the temple. Christ was not trying to be a priest in the temple. Christ said, not one stone shall be left upon another that will not be thrown down. He had no respect for the institutional structure of Israel because it was completely under the Romans.
That's right.
Yeah. So a lot.
Right.
Damn right.
General, if I could too, like on the notes of what's happening in the hospital with you know, our sisters and dealing with, you know, whether it's an Edomite or them Arabs or the East Indians or whoever is the, you know, the doctors or the nurses. Like it's, if you talk to a ton of sisters and especially the older generation, they all have stories like that. You know what I mean? And I definitely for sure on both sides of it, where, you know, I heard stories from my mother because she, you know, she had 4 kids. And she said she remembered when they start pushing the C-section on them. And she didn't need it. But they brought some East Indian doctors. She gave me the whole story. They brought some East Indian doctors into Trinidad, and that's all they was pushing, and that this was good and that was good for them. And we don't know no better at the time. And even my rib in the UK, when the last child she made, she went in there with her, you know, her carnal sister is also in the truth sister, Hauba. And it was a very similar situation like that video. And they tried to triage her. She telling them, yo, I'm going into labor. They ain't listening. Hauba in there and went off in the hospital. And that's how she get the room. And as soon as she get on the baby came. And she said she thanked the Lord she had a Hauba there because she couldn't advocate for herself because she, you know, she in pain.
She having a baby.
She having a baby. And like, it's damn near like how Esau have it where we don't communicate all our stories together. So we go into war and we don't even know the terrain. We don't even know, okay, they'll come with this report and say, we need to do this procedure. And you had to have in your mind, you a lying motherfucker. You a lying bastard. I'm going to get some counsel on this. Or I'm going to call, hey, what about this? They're telling me this. Now, you damn near have to know they're saying something one time, but you don't have my best interest, so I'm gonna have to go and find out for sure before it go. Damn. Go ahead, so Slack.
I'm sorry. Let me let you finish. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, down here, like, you know, almost like a underground railroad with stories and experiences. So when we go, we more equipped to come up against them because, like you say, we go in there so unassuming, thinking, well, these is doctors, surely they're not going to hurt us. These is nurses. Surely they're not going to hurt us. And we miss that it's race and it's war. And on any front, they look at it like they're contributing to the war. They're contributing to helping their nation better because you just going to grow up on welfare anyway. You're going to waste taxpayers' dollars anyway. You're going to be in jail anyway. But they'll never do that to the school shooter. They'll never do that to the drunken cokehead. They'll never say, you just grow up and be on Epstein Island, so let me harm you or harm your mother in any way. But to us, they prey on us so goddamn much. We really coming together. It comes on so many fronts where just the experience, hearing them stories, you go in there and be like, well, what about this? Well, why does she have to do that? What does this do? What does this injure? Does she have to take it? Like you start to ask questions and they get uncomfortable. They get fully uncomfortable with you because really a lot of the things they're pushing is not really for our best interests.
You're so right.
So,
You so right. Good. Real one, if I could, real quick, because before you jump in, and they brainwash us with the belief that the medical staff takes a Hippocratic oath, so they wouldn't do no harm.
Right.
They take a whole oath not to do no harm, and they push that on us to make us think that's going to be the case. When you got out and out white supremacists working in them hospitals, talking about us at the dinner table every night. Salak, I yield. Salak on that. That was heavy too, Mashad. Give it up, yo.
Yeah, right. Come on, sir. And if I could too, General, just to piggyback off of what you said in Captain Mashak's point, there's a study that they did that says that having someone with you when you go to get health care or an appointment or going to the hospital or the doctor significantly increases the level of care that you receive just by having someone with you. And I've experienced this. So, like, go ahead, sir.
I said amazing. Go ahead.
Sir. And I've experienced this on both ends where it was a time where a while back I had to go to the hospital and, you know, I wasn't all the way where mentally there. And you know, because my rib was there, you know, that Eve attitude came in handy because it's like, no. You know, she checking them like, hold on, no. Why you not doing this? Why you not doing it? And it's like when I had to go by myself first. So I was there for about an hour by myself. And it's like once she got there, it's like now they start to do everything that they should have did when I first got there. And it was like on the flip side, I've done that as well. And it's like it's sad that you have to have pretty much brotherhood as a weapon, and we have to utilize, you know, that brotherhood because just a simple fact of if you having somebody there with you or not can completely alter the type of care you get. And I've seen it in so many of these sisters that are giving birth. Unfortunately, they are going into the hospital giving birth by themselves.
Yeah.
And it ain't no telling what is being done and what is happening because nobody's there to advocate on her behalf. And she's in a room full of white female serial killers, sir. So just to piggyback off your point.
If I could, if I could, I got to piggyback with all y'all what y'all saying. I got two heavy stories of real life. When my rib was giving birth, we have a black doctor that we always go to, and so the baby was getting closer, and she was getting loud, and I'm like, man, where is this black doctor at? Where's she at? You know what I mean? She's supposed to be here soon. Some white nurse is in there. She tell my rib to try to be quiet. Like my rib trying to do the breathing, to the thing. She's like, well, if you could just try to be quiet, And I'm like, nah, this don't sound right. And right around it, because this was around the time the baby was getting ready to come. Like a superhero, the black woman doctor showed up, and then she, we'll have to wait. You go ahead and make as much noise as you need to. Make as much noise as you want. This and that. And then after that, I don't know if it's the same child, but I remember some nurse, they kept wanting to give him some more tests and stuff, and she was like, all right, we got to take the baby away to do something. And I'm like, whole time I'm thinking like how we supposed to think, like, we don't trust these people, And so I say for like 5 seconds, I'm like, I gotta go too. I gotta go see what's going on with the baby. I ain't gonna leave the baby out of my sight. So I go follow her all the way to some room. She got a curtain down, and I knock on the door, and I'm like, hey, can I look in here too? She's like, yeah, you can look. But it's just, you can't trust them. One time I went with my rib, she had a stomach ache. We went to the doctor around here. The doctor said we should have a surgery to take out an organ because of her stomach ache. And she like, my rib already did some medical stuff, so we both like, hell nah, let's just get some pain pills and go home. We do that, and it was done. But he wanted to take out a whole organ where she had to be on medicine for the rest of her life.
Dang.
Real story. And from stomach ache.
Damn. And it's crazy because once again, why can't we fight to have that black hospital?
Right.
Like, and it's way, if I could, it's way worse than that. It's so bad that we don't even know that we murdering 300,000 plus babies every year in the abortion clinic. That we don't even know what to advocate for. Like even if it was a black hospital, we'd still be killing our babies, not even realizing that's not what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So the insanity it's on another level. Like it's on another level. It's gonna take the majesty of the Lord to draw us out of the hell that we in these areas.
That's
In the Caribbean, Central and South America, our level of ignorance, they've mastered keeping us ignorant and destroyed and totally unaware of them. You understand? And they not, it's never a charge on us because they've done it to the whole continent of Africa.
Right.
So much less us who's right underneath them. You know what I'm saying? They've done it to whole independent countries with armies and governments, and they still bring them under that same slavery. So how much more us? Which is why, our hope is in the Most High. That's our way out. You know what I mean? That's our cheat code, so to speak, on how we get the hell up out of it. Salaki, how you?
General Concert. And just to add to what you're saying, I'm reading a book right now, right, called Brainwash by Tom Burrell. He was one of those advertising people. He had his own company. And what you're all describing there is, what he studied. And it's called propaganda. You understand? Like they mastered propaganda on us. You understand? Where the what the brother was saying, there's positive propaganda and there's negative. They say they master that negative propaganda on us. You see, it's like four big sections where he says there's a big lie. I forget the other three, but what he was basically saying is white America, they done master the negative side of it. Painted us negative to the point where we don't trust each other. We could go get a black hospital and we are not going to that black hospital because of the propaganda. We will not go to it. We'll go to, to the white hospital. We will fight to go to that white hospital. You understand? Because of the propaganda. And from, just reading the book, I'm gathering the fact that what you're saying is correct, sir. The truth is a fight against that propaganda. Yeah, that's the book right there. The truth is a fight against it, where now you putting a positive spin on it. Now you telling your children, now you're the best in the class. You're gonna be doctors, you're gonna be lawyers, you're gonna be this. Like that's the fight against what they doing on the outside, which is pushing that we ain't, we can't do anything. But then you'll hear some of us, breaking this code, like the Pythagorean theorem. You'll hear about sisters putting them into space. And you wouldn't add up. Like, we are smart people. We are strong people. We better than them. You understand? So the Lord had to show you, you know what? Let the Epstein file come out to show black people, these MFs, they're more nasty than anything you heard of. You understand? Because remember, Donald Trump and them, they fought against abortion. Well, if you fight against abortion, that must mean Donald Trump loves children, babies. But he fighting to keep the Epstein file away from you.
Right.
Why are you doing that? If you love babies, why are you fighting against the Epstein file? Why are you doing it? You know what I mean? We're showing you, like, we don't see through their propaganda. We're not seeing through their propaganda. That's why they're able to unalive or commit genocide, and still still have that image. You know what I mean? But we don't. We ain't doing half the things they're doing, and we don't have our image is as if we are the ones committing genocide. We the ones being evil on the earth. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
And
Man.
get me, y'all get me right on this. Isn't that in essence them fighting the Holy Spirit?
Answer.
Because okay, the Holy Spirit, okay, it seems like the Holy Spirit is supposed to motivate you. That is the Holy Spirit. When you are motivated, when you have the zeal to do great for the Most High. You understand? That's why the Lord said to not to take the credit from that Holy Spirit, or the Lord would curse you. Because that motivation from the Most High for us to be great is us pressing the Holy Spirit. So when they do this propaganda to get us to be depressed or to go against our own greatness, like you said, Nada, then they in essence are crushing the Holy Spirit out of you, like crushing your hope, crushing your belief in that the possibility that you could actually do it. Seems like that's them crushing, trying to make sure you don't have the Holy Spirit in you.
Yep. And general, not just that you can't do it, that you can't do it without them. It's like you because part of the crushing is like you could only eat if you're with me. You could only be successful if you're with me. But that Holy Spirit, it gives you the confidence to stand up and do it yourself, or even just going back to the hospital to question them. Because I know for sure personally, questioning them in that hospital, only because I'm in Israel School of UPK, I know that I could, ask the questions the right way and follow up and say, what your name is again? Okay, what you said? And show me it here. And that whole thing, somebody in the world is not questioning that all the way down like that. You know what I mean? Like in here, you have a different spirit to go all the way to the wire with everything. Be professional, take the emotion out of it. And that's what's needed to build a nation. Very clear. Have you have a goal in mind? You're considering everybody and everything. You're sharp with it, like you say, the motivation and the zeal. Because now they have us so depressed. It's like, take this, go home, come for this procedure, do this, do that, and you're not really. You just sheep to the slaughter.
Exactly, like Nine saying, like he's pushing a scenario that says kill your spirit, kill the motivation. And that thing propaganda, that's the wrong name for it. Like it needs to be named closer to something pertaining to an antichrist spirit. It's a spiritual attack in the negative, is what you're saying, Natha, because it does something to your mind. What does it do? It propagandizes your mind to be motivated to, like you brought out, Mashat, to only be able to do it with him.
Yeah.
So there's something spiritual about that they've been pouring on us and have known by pouring this on us, it have kept us destroyed.
Yeah.
Man, they putting it in movies, they putting it in the music, they putting it in everything to kill the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, boy, oh boy, now I thought you on to something there. Like it needs to be identified and given its true name so that brothers can realize that it is that. So that when they come with that negative, the brother will just know, oh, that's that demonic spirit of whatever the case may be in terms of what it's called. And it would be so easy to just say, oh, I'm dismissing that because that's a demonic spirit. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there are thousands of things that we do not dismiss that is that same spirit, simply because we don't know it's that spirit when they're saying it. You understand? Like we don't know, like we watch TV all the time. How do you know how much of that of what you watching on TV is propaganda? Of course, the obvious stuff are. But what about the unobvious stuff? How do you identify on the internet too? How do you identify it? And it has to be, and the only way to identify it is to know what that propaganda is. Like, what spirit is it? How does it manifest? What are the signs that is there? listen, that's a deep dive for somebody. That right there, that's a deep dive for somebody, because whatever that is, okay, here's what's amazing about that. Because whatever that is, it is a spiritual force. Why do I say that? Like, if you push your remote control for your TV will come on. Why? Because an electronic signal that nobody can see goes through the air, hits your TV, and carries out that command. Well, on the physical, spiritual level, a command that he presses a button by saying what he's saying, and an invisible force that nobody can see leaves out from him. You hear it, and it changes you. That's a spiritual attack. That's a demonic force. Whatever that is, that's a deep dive on it, because it's what moves us.
Yep.
It's what they're using to move us. And brother, it's moving us into hell. And boy, we need to hear the Lord's voice over it to come up against it. So, Salaki, I yield. I start deep diving on it my damn self. Salaki.
Cancer. Cancer. And so this is just a little bit from it. I just highlight a little bit, and then let's read the headings of some of them. So it says, unlike Bernays, I have no intention of shying away from the term propaganda. I say we use it, take what was thrown at us, shook it off, and replace it with positive propaganda.
Wow.
Now, you see to the right where it says the big lie, right? So it says there are many propaganda principles, but here are a few that I believe were of prime importance in the 18th century. Black inferiority marketing strategy in the 18th century.
Yikes!
These principles were employed throughout the colonial period of the late 1700s, Reconstruction in the 1800s, and the 20th century civil rights movement, and still survive in the modern times. Now, this brother ain't world, sir, but he onto, he onto something. But
good, I'm trying to tell you, it's a spiritual attack. Go ahead.
Cancer.
Go ahead,
So he said the big lie. So these one of the things he's saying, the big lie, the repeated and consistent articulation of a partial, distorted, and manufactured truth. That's all Donald Trump run on.
God damn it. You talking. This is a witchcraft book you read. This right here. This is a witchcraft book. It's just they just using nice words. Like they explaining to you their witchcraft in nice ways.
Cancer. He learned
nice words like colonial this and blah blah blah. This is eat the blood, spew it out. Smoke the cigar and drink the rum. You know what I mean? And do the witchcraft. Go ahead, man. It's not that. It's a lot.
So, and the other one he went to appeal to their fear. So each one of them, he gave you the timeline. Like for the big lie, he gave you the timeline and what they were saying in those timelines. Right? Then he went to appeal to fear, the purposeful effort to instill apprehension and panic.
Dang.
You know what I mean? And give you the four stuff even down to the civil rights era and what they were saying for the modern era too. And then he gave you appeal to prejudice, attaching a value or a moral label to a flawed but well-established perception.
Wow.
Gives it again.
That's
and the last one. They're using this. They're just recycling this, but they're doing it in a way where it's like like evolution, the term evolution, it's evolving as we go along.
Wow.
And now this is
to the modern
so it's stereotyping, exaggerating established perceptions of physical or cultural traits, attaching negative attributes to an entire group. You know what I mean?
So, Lucky, that is the blueprint to Charlie Kirk's entire platform.
Yes. Yes. All of
That's
them.
that's his entire platform.
That's
That's right.
That's
That's
crazy
why.
right there.
That's why.
That's crazy. Like you standing up there in one of his arenas, debating him about how he's wrong about what he's saying, not knowing that he ain't even concerned with what he's saying. He making sure he pressed the right witchcraft buttons.
Yes.
To cause the proper effect on us and on those around us. Amazing.
And he went and he went on to speak about the anti-Jewish propaganda. So he said right here, he said, although Jews like blacks suffered under a deadly campaign of propaganda and brainwashing, the effort doesn't seem to have hampered their long-term cultural evolution or caused stifling psychological impairment. Jews don't rank with blacks in social and economic dysfunction. It's not that Jewish people are better or stronger than black people. The Holocaust under Hitler, as a deadly and horrific as it was, lasted 12 years. Even by conservative standard, the Black Holocaust had a solid 250-year run.
Jesus.
And people, you know what I mean? And I was gonna say, like, you know, is that like their stuff was just 12 years.
Yes.
Us was 250 years. You understand? Like they for sure know, you know what I mean, master that, you know what I mean, that propaganda. Yeah, they don't study it, sir. You know what I mean? To the point where, you know what I mean, they done, you know what I mean, they don't take the people who were supposed to be at the bottom of our society and now they put them to the top to be celebrities. So now your real leaders who really about the people, you try to push them to the back. You know what I mean? They done, you know what I mean, they done know exactly what they're doing. But the truth coming out more and more, so they have to oppress us more and more. And this, I don't know if I'm wrong with what you know what I mean, this is my opinion. But what they're doing, these rich people, they are oppressing us to the point where everybody, to the point where if you use your house, for example, you foreclose on your house, somebody buying your house. Where the money coming from? These rich people are going to buy up these foreclosures. And then before you know it, they getting richer. And now they're just going to recycle it again, send it back out to the market. They're controlling everything. And when they're controlling everything, they're making you feel like you the problem. Like the Hispanics. Right now, the Hispanics is the problem.
Right.
But they're not. They're not. You know what I mean? There's propaganda.
That's right.
If I could, it remind me of the scriptures, which you're saying is heavy of when we was coming out of Egypt, and the king of Moab, I believe, he wanted Balaam to curse Israel. To curse the children of Israel to make us weak so we can be cursed so he can beat us. And he wanted to use divination.
Yep. Yep. And if I could, not that. Ooh, boy, brother, you done brought something so heavy. Let me explain something to you, what you just explained to us, which we knew but not on this level. What you just explained to us is exactly why the Lord sent us out on the corners.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like we've had to go and come up against the propaganda.
That's right.
And we doing it to this day. Like coming up against the stereotypes. They teach you should love Martin Luther King. We teach it was evil as hell. They teach a woman got a right to have an abortion. We teach it's evil as hell. Like he sent us out on the corner to fight this propaganda / witchcraft / demonic force. Like that's why what we do is so important. That's why
Yes, sir.
these voices, these camps, these street corners, these debates, that's why they so important. That's why the kissing of the boot makes it like, wait a minute,
Yes,
this
sir.
is completely against the way things are supposed to be. Ain't no white man supposed to be kissing a black man's boot. He's in the head, you're the tail. But you going out, putting out, coming up against the demonic force and turning the thing around. And brother, that is an amazing. I mean, I don't know if y'all see it like I'm saying. I might
I've
just
seen it, sir.
I might just been around too long. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're right,
No,
sir.
but to me, this is like incredible. It's incredible to examine the fact that the propaganda is in essence a witchcraft force that's been pushed on us so hard and so long, and to realize why the Lord, which we already knew because it's in the scriptures, but to really put it together in that they, like you said, they've been recycling this witchcraft and adjusting it for the times. And now we see why the Lord had us to press this truth and to never come off of it, because it is in essence what comes up against that force. And it so fits with the scripture where it said, seek the old paths. You shall hear a voice
Answer.
behind thee to follow. Like, in other words, we had to go back. We had to come out of this world and go into the world of the Bible and then tell this world, your world is fucked up. Your world should be like this. And so we're talking about a world they don't know anything about, even though they in church with the Bible. They don't nothing about this world that's in these scriptures, because they've been hearing about this demonic world from Esau and his propaganda for 250 years. And here you are, like that's like what you brought out is more proof that these are the prophets of God.
That's right.
That this is the return of the prophets to say something that is totally different than what the world believes. And to say this is the world you should live in, and to even be looked at as crazy for being in that world. We're aliens. We're from another planet.
Yeah.
That's basically what, I think that's what I was trying to say, Ms. John. Too many words. Basically, we just come from somewhere else. That's
Salaki, sir. Like, and what you bringing out is so Kawakan, sir. What you bringing out is so heavy, and Captain I thought too. I had to go run, so like I had to go run and get my book. I was like, hold on. It turned to UPK book club, so like, because what you said, with the remote analogy, where you said like in the spiritual realm, it's a spiritual force, the propaganda, and it's like them pressing the button and it affecting the behavior. Like that's a real heavy analogy. This book right here, sir, is called PSYOP, and what it is a collection of military psychological operations manuals that have been declassified. And so anybody can get this and read it because it's been declassified. And I just, if I could, so I just want to read this small part right here that describes exactly what you were saying and what Captain Nathak was reading. It says, the mission of PSYOP is to influence the behavior of foreign target audiences to support U.S. national objectives. PSYOP accomplished this by conveying selected information and or advising on actions that influence the emotions, motives, objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of foreign audiences. Behavioral change is at the root of the PSYOP mission. Although concerned with the mental processes of the target audiences, it is the observable modification of the target audience behavior that determines the mission success of the PSYOP.
Damn.
What you were saying, General, is this is a long study thing, and not only is it long study, it's down to a military operation
Yes.
to influence our behavior. Like before, a lot of people don't know, before they send soldiers into nations, they always send in information and to try to change the behavior and the objective reasoning and the morality of a people, because if you can change the psychological status of a people, you may not ever have to send soldiers in because their minds are already won. That's why the whole phrase "winning the hearts and minds of the people" comes from this right here. And so when you made that analogy of the remote, and it's like you pressing the button and there's an invisible force that's happening that is causing you to do this. That's exactly what the purpose of the psychological operations is. And if I may, Officer 5000 Malak in Kansas City, he has a viral video that, to me, Commander Yahanna, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but when I watched it in the spiritual realm, General, it was what you said, how the Lord put the UPK, the prophets here, to combat that invisible force. Because when I watched that video with Officer Malak coming up against the lies of that devil, is like I seen something different. It was like this is our war. Like this is how we fight. Like our war is not storming capitals and strapping bombs on us.
Right.
Our war is exactly what Officer Malak did. And like I said, Officer Malak was filled with the Holy Spirit, when I watched it, because I said, this right here is exactly why the Lord put the prophets. And what you just said, General Salakit.
Damn, give it up, y'all. Give it up. You got to send me that link out. Like what y'all bringing out, boy, you bringing us into focus here. Like, man, y'all bringing us into goddamn focus. Like that's where we are. That's who we are. That we are the ones that crush the evil propaganda against ours, because we are doing, in essence, what you just talked about in the PSYOP book. In essence, we're trying to win the minds of our people back to the Most High to make those decisions, as opposed to listening to Esau and making his decision.
Right.
Brother, is you blowing my mind. You blowing my mind. Like, this shit here is heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, Mashak Salaki.
John, I just wanted to jump in with a scripture if I could, so if you don't mind.
Please.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 19. It says, and this is the proof, like what you say in here, it crystallized everything. And any brother, any sister listening tonight, wondering, how we defeated the general, he really just crystallized it. We already doing it. God is already, he's ahead of the game. He gave us the blueprint. The Bible says 1 Corinthians.
I can read it, Kat. I can read it.
I have it here.
Okay.
No, sweat. Go ahead.
Go ahead. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent.
And that's what we just read about. Like, they don't put crafty counsel on us and did things to us from since the 1700s. Now, you imagine you have a people with chains, beating them, lynching, burning, and you still have to do something to destroy our minds. Like this devil here. And that's the most lasting thing. It's like we come back to the chains and stuff, but that thing was most lasting. Keep going.
Come. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?
Charlie Cook, or you far right, extremely radical, trying to be suave with your racism and your white supremacy, that Charlie Cook type argument.
All you black churches,
who want to, on the flip side, blame us for everything,
and be agents for them,
and make us feel shamed. And if they could have blamed us for the government shutdown, they would.
Yeah.
They would do it. The Lord is saying, where is the disputer? Who's going to step up and argue when the Lord made everything wise and the Lord made the foolish? And this is here is the kicker here, and this is exactly what he was saying, sir. Which is why what we doing is really breaking the mold. Right? Keep reading.
Come. For after that, the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom.
Start it one more time.
Come. For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God.
All this AI and silicone chips and face scandals. They don't know God. You have the president in charge of the most powerful country in the face of the earth, and he on a list of child molesters. They don't know God with all the power. This Arab come up here, get $1 trillion, make Trump damn near wanted to twerk in the damn Oval Office. They don't know God. These people do not know God. He started to turn over on the chair. $1 trillion? Yes. They don't know God with all their wisdom. Go ahead.
Come. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching.
By
to
what?
Save foolishness of preaching.
By what?
The foolishness of preaching.
Go ahead.
To save them that believe.
And General, this, I remember when you all taught us this, and it's so simple. Like it's so simple. The Lord's plan. It's hard. It's so simple. It's difficult. And why the foolishness of preaching? Because it's preaching that destroyed us. That propaganda is somebody talking, somebody constantly telling you something, somebody constantly, like as you saying, it's attacking the Holy Spirit. It's attacking the vibe in you to live and to grow and to do for self and to be concerned with your own people. What took us from that to now being concerned with the oppressor and not concerned about ourselves?
That's right.
Everybody doing something. So the only way to combat that is not AK-47s. It ain't Predator drones. It ain't nothing else. But brothers in one accord, a pulpit of wood and the Holy Spirit of the Lord to teach people foolishness of preaching, go and destroy all this shit right here. It's crystallized everything you just said, sir. It just made it get in the head. It's like that's the war. That's the real warfare. And I mean, all the camp speakings, everyone, even like how Kazak referenced Malak one. The brother did another interview, sir, where he interviewed this woman from Palestine, and he said to her,
"The water for the link too. I got it."
He said to her, "Do you think, Consul? He said to her, do you think your God will hate or love the people who murder in yours?" General, for about 30 seconds, the broad had a glitch. She couldn't even talk.
What?
Like she had a glitch. You could tell she was going back into her Islam and had to really question if this God of love really is going to love the Israelis. And then she came out of it. You had to see it. I mean, she glitched.
You got to send me that link.
I'm gonna find something. So then she came out and she said, "Well, I think any God will not be happy with the people who doing this." But she couldn't come up with that answer right away. Black freed her from that bullshit religion she was in, and she's a heathen.
Wow.
I mean, the shit was so cold. He asked her because he asked about Gaza. She said, "Well, we talking about politics." He said, "This has nothing to do with politics. We talking about humanity, people dying." And he said, "From one oppressed people to another, I understand what you're going through." And then he said, "Well, let me ask you this. What would you say your God will, in his all loving, will he love the Israelis for what they're doing to your people?" And General, she paused so much and look in the sky, look around. You could see her face was examining the religion.
Like the witchcraft had her locked. You had a trap.
You gotta see it. You have to see it.
I gotta see that tape. I got to see that tape. Like what y'all saying is so right. Like this way we gotta focus at. Like we gotta focus here. We gotta focus on this tool that was given us. All the other tools are nice, but this here, this is everything. This witchcraft that Nayathak is talking about, that they're putting out, and all of these things we're talking about as far as why we do what we do, brother, is the most important thing that's going on in our world. Like that's our mission right there. Wow, her brain got, and I bet you ask that similar question that so many black people are. It will totally disjar their brain.
And to add to what you're saying too, sir, I sent Captain Mishaka a video. I don't know if you could play it, but I mean, it's on Venezuela. You know what I mean? But we won't know about this because we not as a people, we not allowed to teach ourselves, to teach our own kids. You understand?
True.
We're not allowed to do it.
That's another thing. Those is so many of these things that that should never be in their hands in 2025.
Yeah.
That should totally be in our hands and our responsibility. Salaki, go ahead.
Answer.
Gray zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, 1 second. Let me know if you'll hear in the audio. I know sometimes it'll be tripping.
DEA's Office of Professional Responsibility, in cooperation with the CIA's.
You hear in the audio?
We hear it, sir. We hear it.
Own Inspector General. And what reason did the CIA have for promoting this drug smuggling?
Well, the only rationale that's ever been offered is that this would lead to some valuable drug intelligence about the Colombian cartels.
Over half of the Colombian drug cartel's cocaine crosses the border with Venezuela on its way to the United States and Europe. Back in the 1980s, the CIA was mandated by then-President Reagan to develop intelligence on the Colombian drug cartels. And so the CIA, with Venezuela's Guardia Nacional, or National Guard, set up an undercover operation, a drug smuggling operation in Venezuela that could handle the transshipment of the Colombian cartel's cocaine on its way to market. The plan was to infiltrate the cartel, and it worked. For the CIA National Guard undercover operation quickly accumulated this cocaine, over 1.5 tons, that was smuggled from Colombia into Venezuela inside these trucks, and then was stored here at the CIA-financed Counter-Narcotics Intelligence Center in Caracas. The center's commander, the CIA's man in Venezuela, was National Guard General Ramon Guillen Davila.
I tried to work together with them.
All right, well, it goes on for a while. Ramon Guillen Davila, let's go back there real quick. Hold on.
The center's commander.
You see, this is Ramon Guillen Davila, and he's wearing a patch that has a sun on it on one of his arms. That was the symbol, something that officers in the Venezuelan National Guard wore. This is all before Hugo Chavez. This is before Chavez came into power. This is under the pro-U.S. government before Chavez. This report, I think, is from 1993 by Mike Wallace.
Damn. So they infiltrated, took over the drug trade long before they demonized Chavez in there.
Yep.
Which sounds like Chavez and them took it back from them.
Yes, sir.
And they pissed off.
Khan. That is it, sir.
That's crazy. Yeah. Go ahead, y'all. Salaki.
If I could, I just wanted to bring out another scripture in the book of First Ezra, the 4th chapter. You know, First Ezra, the 4th chapter is that chapter where, you know, these brothers are brought before the king to all speak about what was the greatest force on the earth. You know what I'm saying? They get a reward. And if you recall the scripture, there's a brother that talks about wine, how strong wine is and mighty and powerful. And there's another cat that get up there and praises the king and talk about how wonderful and amazing and powerful the king is and how he can command men and soldiers. Then another cat stand up there and talk about the power of women. And there's a whole rundown on how powerful and strong women are. They get the king to bow down and give into their every whims. But then this last brother stands up and talks about the power of the truth. And everything that we are speaking on this show right now is what is written in First Ezra, the 4th chapter, from verse 35 to the end of the chapter. If a brother could get it. But it's so powerful, sir, in that these other nations have the power of propaganda. They have the power of lies and misinformation and all of these, you know, espionage organizations where they doing all types of subtlety and pushing all of these things. But the Lord gave us the greatest force on the earth, which is the truth. And in the ISUPK and the Commander General Yahanna since 1969, the Lord has been using the truth to break through. Like you said, sir, we don't go out, we don't fight anybody, we don't go out there and harm nobody. We just stand in the Lord's righteousness and speak the truth. And it is the truth in every facet that it's being spoken that is toppling governments, causing empires to crumble. You understand? Them Epstein files is the truth, and they don't want the truth to come out. You understand? The financial markets and what's going on right now with the financial markets is the truth. And they're trying to hide the reality that America is falling from everybody. You understand? These things is going on in the government. All they have in their arsenal is lies and misinformation and their weapons and their guns. But the thanks be to the Most High in Christ that He gave us, His children, the truth. And because of the ISUPK and the Commander General Yahanna, that's what we stand on. You understand?
Like,
I can get First Ezra chapter 4, verse 35.
Come. The book of First Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 35.
So like you can start at verse 36. So like 36.
Come, sir. All the earth cried upon the truth, and the heaven blessed it. All works seek and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked. Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked. And such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth for evermore.
So like
with
two more verses.
With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness. And she is strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth.
One more verse, Allah.
And with that he held his peace, and all the people then shouted and said, Great is truth, and mighty above all things.
Like the greatest truth and mighty above all things. You know what I'm saying? So these other nations, they can have their propaganda and have all of their weapons that they trying to form against us. But as long as we stand with the Most High and stand in the truth and stand in His righteousness, then we have the greatest weapon to combat any of the evils they try to bring against us, and we have the Lord on our side. So like,
damn right. Damn right. Give it up. One shot.
Council. I don't know if you too up there for it now, so or you want to pull another one.
I think it was said what needed to be said got said tonight. My opinion. You know what I mean? I think that was a good run, man. I appreciate y'all inviting me in.
Shit,
you know,
I think camp's gonna be fully stocked this weekend after this show. Some brother realize that's the warfare right there.
Yes, like that was given to us by the Lord since 1969, and we have used that tool since then. Others have tried to plagiarize it and pretend to be us and all that, but we have truly, as prophets of God, carried that proper torch and did the thing that He called us to do. And now, just in reading between that PSYOP book and that propaganda book, which is really one and the same, we realize that it is the strongest tool to fight the witchcraft. Because you could do all kinds of things, but if Esau is pushing all over the airwaves for your daughters to be twerkers, then only you speaking up against it and knowing the truth can make her decide to do something different. Because they're using those tools to make her decide to do the wrong thing. We got to use the tools the Lord gave us to make all of ours decide to do the right thing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like that's how we fix us. That's how we empower us. That's how we strengthen us. That's how we get the Lord to work with us. That's how we win. And Lord knows we should be motivated to win.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
With that, for sure, we're gonna be back tuning every Monday night, 9 p.m. right on this channel. Black Watch Commander Journey Yahanna and the Heavy Hitting Crew gonna be live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Check him out every Monday. Send in your tithes, isupk.com. Pay your tithes, man. Every increase you get, whether you earn it, you find it, you gamble it, it falls from the sky. 10%. Salaki. That $1 trillion got me jealous. I want to get all the sides of the air.
Now get me right. Get me right.
For that.
A trillion is 1,000 billion,
a thousand,
or is 100 billion?
Yeah, 100.
1,000 billion.
Yeah, 1,000.
1,000 billion.
Yeah, 1,000 billion.
1,000 billion. And how many millions are in a billion?
1,000.
1,000. Yeah.
That's like
a billion.
to show you how much they have, and we'll make sure we don't get a crumb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just closed a deal for that amount of money and no thought. Like these are the cruelest people on the face of this earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because as people for hundreds of years, we starve in the ghettos while just the flick of a pen, he taking how much trillion? Was it 1 trillion?
1 trillion. 1 trillion is this deal.
Right.
And this
He's
is in one country.
taking $1 trillion like that. Poof. You know what I mean? Would show you how much wealth they have and how much that's why we open up the archaeology on Egypt and we see the Egyptians with gold fingertips and gold sandals, because that's exactly what Egypt did to us when they was in power, which is why none of these nations will ever see this kind of wealth ever again when Christ's kingdom set up. Like we will have to rely on Christ to keep us so hardened that we never, ever let them get past the same poverty they put in us. Because leave it to us, we'll just, 100 years go by, our kids become wealthy and rich and rule the earth with Christ. We'll just let up off their neck. Say, oh, they poor, man. Look at the little white babies, man. Y'all, come on, man. Come on, Christ. Let's do something for them. But Christ gonna know better. He gonna tell us, can't do it. They did it. The Lord said, give it to them twice.
Yes, right.
Because their level of cruelty is insane. So cruel that now the poorest of us, tribe of Issachar and others, so poor that they're going to now take them and incarcerate them and deport them into other countries, just destroy their whole lives and their whole existence. I mean, you ain't going to tell me that they ain't steady listening to Satan, that he ain't appearing in front of them and telling them, don't you help them niggas. I couldn't believe anything else.
Yeah.
But thanks be to the Lord, this is the end. This is the absolute end of that nonsense.
Yep.
Damn right.
Yep.
That's right, sir.
Pay a Passover fund, Passover, April 4th, 2026. We'll be down there, 57th annual Passover, Houston, Texas. Pay a Passover fee right now. Go to isupk.com. Hit that Passover fee right at the top, man. Send it in, get your receipt, lock it in early, man. Support the truth, man. Again, so what a big up Commander General Yahanna for coming on.
What for having me out here, my appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the kingdom, General, I want to be in charge of propaganda in the kingdom.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to be in charge of the propaganda in the kingdom. How these Edomites want to eat the damn, wrists, eat their fingers off. Get a movie.
Listen, Michelle, I can't wait to in the kingdom. I get to see you put on white face.
Listen, I'm putting together something for them, so they're gonna hate themselves. Listen, they down there hate themselves now, and we're not supposed. So imagine when I have control over all the airways. Oh man, they go. This is just a sidebar. You remember that is the Conan movie with James Earl Jones?
Yeah,
I was a young boy when
he was the snake.
He was the snake man, and he tried to describe to them, controlling flesh is better than controlling steel. And
right.
He do tell them about the sword. He said, "Look at this," and he looked up on the building and he said, "Come to me." And the slave jumped off the building and died.
I remember.
You know, I saw that and I was like, damn, I was impressed. In the kingdom, so Selassie. I'm like, yes, I want to be in charge of propaganda because they had to get this thing back, man. They had to eat this. I'm done. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow against Alawa Panya.
Those are great, boy.
Barack.
Yeah, but
what again, Akim?
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.